We are talking today about communing with spirit. I wanted to answer any questions that you guys might have. As you guys can see, I have launched a course, a brand new course. I launched a brand new course, and it is called The Anatomy of Communing with Spirit. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me interested in the course and wanting to ask questions. So I figured, hey, why not just go live and be available? Now, I am on Zoom as well as live, so there is an invite that was sent to you guys, and you can go on there and ask me any questions that you guys feel that you would want to ask, and come on camera. Like I said, you can stay off video if you want when you're asking me the question, but it'll be nice for people to kind of hear the conversation and go back and forth. This is being recorded, so once you come on, you are giving consent when you are on live for this to be on my Facebook video. So I do have one person here on the Zoom, so if you're wanting to come on and ask questions, that is perfect. Just let me know what you would like to do. You can total one phone call and listening. So let's see here. So right, yeah, so you can ask me questions via chat and I'll answer, all right, whether you're on Zoom or you're on Facebook. So when I'm talking about communing with spirit, I want to talk about the fact that we are able to sit with spirit outside of readings, and we really do not take advantage of this. And I think that a big part of why I'm focusing on this so much is because I've learned so much and I've grown so much with sitting with them, and I feel that we do not take it for what it's worth. We take it for granted. You know, obviously when we're beginning our journey, we connect with them during readings or practice readings, but I know that in the beginning of my journey, I never really thought about, hey, let me sit with them and ask them questions after a reading, or so on and so forth. Or if I want to connect with them because I want to meld and feel somebody that passed a certain way, or I want to know how to get specific information for a certain way of passing. This is something that I really emphasize and I really put into play with my year mentorship students or anybody that's doing my 5-week or 15-week mentorship. And I've seen growth, not just with myself, but also with my students and also the spirit world. And how beautiful is that? And that's what we neglect, the spirit world, really, truly. Because I feel like if there is someone that, won't ever get the opportunity to have a voice, now we're giving them a voice. We're giving them a voice and we're saying, okay, come in and be with us and let's hear you. What do you have to say? And they might come in obviously to give you advice based on your colors and your experiences, because the spirit world does not see our physical body, they see our colors. And that's something that I got installed into my head, and I give credit to Mavis Patilla for, because before her, I really didn't look at it that way. And so I'm very thankful for her, because that would have been a shift for me in my mediumship. All right. Laura, you're asking where can you find my classes? I have everything that I offer online right on Facebook, and it's in a group where I put only my classes. And I'll put the link here for you to see. I do, again, take pride in what I do, and I always like to consider myself a baby medium or a baby shaman, or in whatever that I do, because I feel like I'm always learning, right? I'm always learning. I'm glad that you're here, Laura. I'm glad that you're new to this. I'm glad that you're here. There's just so much to know, to not be afraid. I think there's so many misconceptions about talking to the spirit world, feeling the spirit world, being with the spirit world, mediumship, psychic stuff, right? There's just so much that we really do take for granted or we're afraid of, because Hollywood has done a great job, and somebody said that to me, very stuck to me, at making this look spooky and, ghosts and all these type of things. And that's so sad, because the spirit world is so eager to speak and talk with us. And here we are, whether it is religion or whether it is Hollywood, being afraid of it, right? So I can tell you, I've been doing this for a while, and I'm very excited and happy that I wasn't afraid to say, this is what I feel. This is what I know that is right. I don't know how I know, but it feels right to me. I'm a different person. I'm not the same person that I was before. So that's how I know this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And again, if you're thinking of really moving into understanding the spirit world, you know, the first thing that you should know is what exactly is sitting in the power. What is the power that has to exist in order to do a reading? What is the power? And how does the physical body work in harmony with the spirit body to exist in that power, right? So I think that it is a beautiful gift that we all have. Some of us take time to understand it a bit more than others, but I don't think that God chooses one of us. He chooses all of us. And it is our free will that will take us on the journeys that we go. I'm glad that you're not afraid, Mary. That's wonderful, because, you know, again, you have to just really feel that you understand it in a way that it resonates with you. And that's got to exist, and it's got to be solid for you. It's got to be solid, right? So I'm very excited to be able to say to you guys that, you know, part of what I'm going to be discussing in my class, and something that I'm going to encourage you guys to do, is to sit with the spirit world outside of readings to be able to strengthen your relationship with them. You don't have to commune with them, which means talk to them just when you're in readings. If you talk to them outside of readings, that would be so brilliant and so effective for you to gain confidence in the spirit world, who they are, how it works. How do they see us? How do we see them? How do they see each other? How do they see each other? You know, how does the spirit world choose a medium? You know, we've asked all these questions, and it's been such an amazing response and such an amazing development that has come from this. They're there to speak to us even when there is not a loved one. They are there, and they will be with us, and they will honor us. So all we have to do is just expand our power and allow it to be a platform for them to come off of that power and to sit with us and to be with us, right? So has anybody here commune with spirit? And if you haven't, does this make sense to you, or does it sound silly? So I have Gail and I have Meg. Gail and Meg, if you guys want to ask a question, just send me a chat here, and I will bring you on. I will bring you on camera. If not, you can just type it here. And those are the people that are on Zoom with me. Everybody should have saw an invite to my webinar. I'm excited that all of you are here on Facebook and on Zoom. So just kind of asking them if you have questions here. And we'll see. All right, wonderful. So one of the things that I really love, one of the biggest moments for me was like I would like do a reading, and then I'd be like, wow, that was awesome. How did you guys know that you could give me that? Like, tell me, how did you see that you could use me in that way? Now, I do work with my messenger guide. I really do. And I ask my messenger guide to help me, especially when there's souls that have never used the medium before, right? Why not assist them? And if we have a messenger guide, why not involve our messenger guide? Why not? So that's something that I really have done. And one of the things that I started to realize in my readings was that sometimes there would be somebody that was a helper, and I didn't know it was a helper, to be completely honest. In the beginning, I was like, oh my, I know that I'm getting a man, and I'm describing the man, right? And then the recipient is saying, I cannot take that at all. Like, I cannot take that. That does not make sense to me. And I would then go back to spirit world and say, well, what happened? I knew that there was somebody there. There was a presence. And one of the things they told me was, I was there helping. And I said, well, if you were helping and their loved one can't connect who you are, how did you guys connect with each other? And it was just so brilliant how the information came through on how they connected on the other side. There's just so many ways. And those are the things that I'm going to cover on my course, The Anatomy of Communing with Spirit. So you don't have to be already a working medium. You don't have to be already a developing medium. You can be those two things. But if you want to just take this to understand how to sit with the spirit world, how to understand how they see us, how we see them, how they see each other, and how does the spirit work with mediums, how do they understand to come in? Now, again, I can only give you obviously what I have experienced from my experience and my philosophy, right? That's my philosophy. And I don't know everything there is to know, but what I do know is pretty interesting and amazing. And you can validate the information. It's not like we're talking gibberish and you won't be able to validate the information. You will be able to validate the information because they make sure that we are able to in so many different brilliant ways. And again, knowing how they connect with us as mediums or as people or our loved ones, right? That's so beautiful. So we have a question here, and they're saying, do you think you need to meditate and sit in the power every day? You know, many different people feel different about that. Some people feel you should do it every day. Some people feel you should do it 3 times a day. I think that stilling the mind is important because when you still your mind, you're able to understand that subconscious and you're able to identify when you're there, when you're doing your reading. So it helps you with the awareness of obviously being in oneness and allowing yourself to come into an altered state and recognizing when you're in an altered state. Now, obviously reading, you're coming into an altered state, right? But you're able then to come in and recognize it immediately and say, okay, I'm here and I feel this and I know what I'm feeling and I know what I'm getting. So I think meditation is just, there's a purpose for so much with meditation, but that's what I would say in reference to mediumship that I take from it. The sitting in the power helps to build the tolerance with the physical body being in that altered state, in that higher frequency. And the more that you sit in it, the more that you tolerate it. So you're able to do 15-minute readings like nothing, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50. So it helps you build the tolerance, yeah, while not overdoing it and not really, exhausting your body, becoming dehydrated, headaches, lethargic, muscle pain, right? All these things that I teach in spiritual hygiene that does exist. As a medium or a healer or a psychic, if you are not understanding how to take care of your spirit body. Spirit body stinks when you don't have good hygiene, just like the physical body. The physical body needs a massage to get the knots out. So does the spirit body. So that's how we, expand into a nice balance. And that is right with understanding what happens to our physical body, to our spirit body, as well as what happens in the spirit world, what's going on over there. If we have an opportunity to talk to them, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we talk to them? So, in my course, we're going to be working for 5 weeks, sitting with them and expanding. We're going to be sitting in the power. We're going to cover sitting in the power as well. And again, the sitting in the power is what exactly, guys? Spirit doesn't have a platform to come into if we don't push our light out and push our power out for them to come in and exist so that we can hear, feel, see, or know that they're there. Period, point blank. That's my philosophy. I believe in it. And it has been my experience and all my students' experience. When you do not have a platform and you pushed out your aura, there is nothing for them to be able to use as power to come in. So, you'll learn all of that, right? And you'll be able to understand how it feels to have a closed aura, an open aura. How does it feel to come into a higher altered state? What are those higher altered states? And how do we do it gradually? And how do we honor the spirit world? How do we honor them? How do we listen to them a bit more? And how do we give them a voice, whether it is in a reading or outside of a reading? How do we give them a voice, guys? Because mediumship to me is so much more than just a reading. Mediumship to me is my healing. Sometimes when I come in with spirit, they'll come in and say, I know what you're going through. I was a mother of 5 as well, and it was never easy for me. And they'll give me such beautiful information. I'll say, well, how did you know that? How did you know to come in and give me that memory of you in your life that connected with mine? And because obviously there's not a person that's drawing them there. They're drawn by my colors, and my colors equal my experiences. My experiences equal my emotions, my mental state. So all of that kind of comes into play here, right? So it's for me so exciting. And again, I don't know everything there is to know. I really don't. I only know what I know. I will say that 20 million times. I only know what I know. So I give you what I know, and I give it to you with confidence, because again, I have built so much confidence with the spirit world because of all the validations that I've gotten. And you know, I just trust them so much. And to be honest, sometimes I trust them even more than the recipients. I really do, because I feel like they know more of what the recipient needs sometimes than the recipient. Because again, they're hurting. Sometimes we're hurting, right? And sometimes we want what we want, and the recipient wants what they want, but they're really not connecting with what they're needing. They're connecting what they're wanting, because maybe they're not ready to receive that healing. So as mediums, we after doing this so much, see the results of really committing to spirit and really sorting things out with spirit. And one of the things that we really have to understand as well, guys, here is that we're not going to have all the answers. Mediums have to sort things, and we have to stay with spirit, and we have to honor them, and we have to connect with them. And I think that in the beginning of my journey, I was guilty of not doing that. I was guilty for a long time in my journey, probably till about maybe a year and a half ago, where I was like, why am I not sitting with them? What if they've always given me the right people at the right time for me to read and to give me what I've needed in my own personal life? Why am I not sitting with them alone? And why am I not building the power? And why am I not giving them a voice and letting them talk to me? They're beautiful. They're wonderful. They're fantastic, guys. And sometimes these people have loved ones still here, but the loved ones might be religious, so they might not believe in this. So now you've sat with them and you've given them an opportunity to speak to you. It's so beautiful. And it's so emotional all at once, you know. And how do we know how to do that? And how do we open up to let them come in and do that? So I want people to walk away from my course, The Anatomy of Communing with Spirit, with more of a respect for mediumship, more of a respect for the beautiful gift that we all have to connect with the spirit world, and how there's still people, guys. They're not mechanical machines. They're still a soul. The soul lived before their physical body, and the soul still lives with the presence. How do we feel the presence? How do we bring in the personality? How do we understand how to feel, hear, see, and know through our clear? So all of that's going to be covered. I'm like I said, I'm just very excited to connect, because I feel that there's just a sense of loss for me when we don't do that, and I don't ever want to feel that again. You know, when my students, my year mentorship students commune, they commune 3 times a week, and it's based on the topic of the week. So we're going to the spirit world, and we're asking people that connect to our topics to come in and speak to us. And we do that before we do practice readings on that specific topic with recipients. And the reason why we do that, which is part of what I'm going to have you guys doing, right, in the course, is because we want to get advice from them. We want them to be our biggest teachers. And I will continue through the rest of the year to direct them back to the spirit world, to allow them to be as brilliant as we know that they can be, because they truly, really are. They want to take an opportunity to come, and when you allow them by communing with them, you're allowing them to touch the earth again, and to feel the physical, and to have the experience and the reminder of what they lived at one point, right? And so that's so beautiful. Why wouldn't we do that, right? Why wouldn't we do that? So I have another question, is what is the difference between the year mentorship versus the monthly membership versus the, that's a good one. I like it. I like that question. So the year mentorship is a whole year. So we've already started this year. Registration starts in, I'm already receiving pre-registration requests. And I'll post that information for you guys. And we begin the 2020 year mentorship in January. And once we finish registration, no one else is accepted in. We meet the first Tuesday to do the coaching. So every month we have a topic, and then every week we have a circle, and we have a Q&A, and then we'll do readings amongst ourselves, amongst the students, or we have recipients that'll come in and sit. And then the last Tuesday of the month, we have a gallery reading for those year mentorship students that want to expand on gallery. So they're communing with spirit, they're doing readings, they're doing spiritual hygiene. All this is monthly. They're working on their reference library, which is all the experience that you have that spirit comes in and checks out, that is the closest to the memory that they want to bring into you. So how does the spirit world do that? And that's, again, there, it's your messenger guide helping on, sometimes them coming in and looking at the colors and looking, oh, that's related to this memory, which is exactly what I want to give, because that's connected to the message. So we work on that. And again, there's open pre-registration for that right now. I am just kind of approving people based on energy, experience, and different things. So before I just allow everybody in, and now I'm screening. The 5 and 15 week mentorship, either you can take a 5-week mentorship where you want to work on something specific, whether you're new, you're intermediate, or you're working, and I will help you to expand on that specific thing. The 15-week is a certification course. So if you're somebody that's not reading, that's fine. I can take you straight through with this 15-week course, and we will cover everything: foundation, mechanics, development, unfoldment, troubleshooting, communing with spirit, spiritual hygiene, chakra prescription, mediumship prescription. So we cover everything, everything, everything. The monthly membership is based on my self-study courses. So I have self-study courses, and you can buy them individually, or you can pay monthly to have access to all of the courses in a particular bundle. Now, I've made 3 bundles. It's beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And within those bundles, you have recordings of classes, interactive classes, psychic classes, trance classes, mediumship classes, intensives. So all of that is in there: the chakra prescription, the mediumship prescription, reading with colors, reading on the phone lines, so on and so forth. So I've categorized them. And then along with that, now every month when you are part of that membership, I will be adding things every month for you guys, and also adding you to the community. So you'll be able to do practice readings on my community, my Facebook community. I am also creating one via the Thinkific, which is where I have my self-studies. That's kind of how all that is different from each other. I hope that helped, Gail. I hope that helped. I do have psychic classes as well, guys. I do teach trance online and in person, so I'm excited about that. So if you are interested, reach out to me. I did put the mediumship development mediumship development online classes, and in there is everything. So I've posted it here. Any other questions for me, guys? Does anybody have any other questions? Does this seem odd for you guys to think of? Why would I sit with spirit? Why would I sit with spirit outside of readings? I'm here for any questions that you guys might have. Hi, Susan. How are you? Hi, Laura. Hi, everybody that's logged in. Hola. Hola, hola, hola. Communing with spirit is beautiful, guys. I suggest that you guys do at least a couple times a week. Whether it is that you're troubleshooting with readings that you just didn't understand, or you got discouraged. It's a wonderful way to expand with the people that we connect with anyways. All right, they're connected with the readings, and so why not go directly to them? How do we do that? And how do we feel good about doing it? And how do we expand? You can't decide which one would be best for you. So Gail, if you want to message me and then tell me where you're at in your development, I can tell you what I feel, and then we can expand from there. I do appreciate your questions about that. I'm excited to work with you if you're guided to work with me. And again, I always say it, right? If you're guided to work with a teacher, make sure that you've looked them up, make sure that you've read their bio, make sure that their energy resonates with your energy. That's very important, especially with development, because you will be vulnerable. You will be vulnerable. You will release, you will cry, you will let out things as you're losing density, as you're raising your frequency, and you want to feel comfortable with your mentor. You don't want to feel that you can't say things to your mentor or open up. I believe that all my students should know that I'm available to them for healings as well, not just the classes, because I don't think that development is separate from healing. Healing is development, and development is healing, and it is one. That's why I encourage spiritual hygiene. That's why I encourage all these things that I encourage with my students, because it is so very important to have a balance with your personal life as well as your spiritual life. Again, yes, we are dealing with higher frequencies. The power of that can really tuck our body into a place of feeling lethargic, fatigued, tired. And we don't want to feel that. We want to feel love with everything that we do to help other people. We want to feel that there's harmony there. So, if there is no other questions, be looking out for the Anatomy of Communing with Spirit that I just launched. And it starts the first week of June, and I'm very excited for that. I also have Lisa Williams doing an online 3-hour workshop for my platform as well. And if you join that group that I posted the link to, you will see everything and anything that I have going on online. Everything that I teach in person, I teach online. So don't feel you're missing out if you don't live in Chicago. Everything I teach in person, I teach online. That's why I created that group. So feel free to join it. It is Mediumship Development Online Classes. And you will see that I am the admin in that group. I have, again, also posted the link there. Let's see, someone else asked, are classes designed for total beginners? There is different levels. The 15-week, you could be a total beginner. You could take a 5-week and be a total beginner as well. And we'll just get you developed from where you're beginning to where you have the potential to be within that time. And again, the self-study is pretty awesome because you have psychic 1 class, you have trance 1 class, you have the mediumship prescription, the psychic prescription, the chakra prescription. So there's a lot of things that will show you how to work with your clairs that'll be helpful for you. And the beautiful part of the self-study, guys, is that you can do it at your own pace. You don't have to be in a class setting. Now, some people want the discipline and want to know that they have to be in class, right, at a certain day and a certain time. So they do the interactive class. But the self-studies are designed so that you're able to take the class and do it at your own pace, but still have, obviously, and still have, right, that connection with me to be able to answer your questions. So it really is, Communing with Spirits, it's really not advanced. I think it's just a matter of really feeling them. And you can commune with Spirit by feeling their presence, by understanding the foundation, by understanding what you're getting when you're bringing awareness to your clairsentience. So you learn that as well. We're going to talk about the clairs, what you do when you're bringing awareness to your clairaudience, to your clairvoyance, right? What are those things and how do they know to come and to do that for us? So I am so happy to have shared this time with you all. Thank you so much for your very amazing questions. And I will indeed post the flyer to my class if anybody's interested. And I will underneath here also post information about my 15-week and other courses. I thank each and every one of you guys for trusting me and sharing this time. Once again, this is Lillian Suarez, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.